Good morning. I am higher vibrations, and so are you. And boy, oh boy, have we had an intense week. There's been so much energy spiking up. As you all may know, I went out for the count for a couple of days along with my daughter. A global flood of this. There's been so many messages, emails, so many different forms of correspondence that honestly I have not been able to get to. I got behind on that was meant to, you know. Uh, what was really fascinating was when I was writing something out to someone yesterday for the group that I lead, the group meditation. That's when I came back. Um, was the message with that was that it was a time of 3 days of darkness, and I didn't even fully grasp what was said. Like, we channel through writing, and lots of times when it just is written without you realizing you wrote it is one of those times to look at it. So it actually did work out where it had been 3 days of darkness for me, where we just kind of went away for a minute. Thank you for all the love and kindness. We're all doing so much better. It was very much related to ascension symptom related stuff that a lot of us have been having across the globe. It's fascinating to check in with our um, hey, it's International Links Day today. I just my computer pops those up. I think those are fun. There's a lot of code in there. Anyway, so along with those ascension symptoms, some of the things that we have been experiencing is whole body aching kind of sensations, mucus lung kind of related stuff, a lot of purging stuff. I didn't feel like it was an actual what you would call an illness, right? It felt very much like something was leaving us, like we were purging stuff. And the messages for this window of time was always something like that was going to happen. And then, I went with the guidance of my guides, and that was pull back and be with your kiddo and comfort her, and she did need me. So yeah. So let's talk about some of the things we were experiencing before I get to your comments. I'm happy to see all of you here. Welcome. Today's a weird day, by the way. I I guess I could say that about every day of every forever from now on because it's going to continue to evolve every single day. However, what's weird about that is regarding the schedule that we normally keep. Obviously, I'm live here by myself. I'm doing a live Q&A, and so I'm doing it at the time that I normally do the live Q&A, which also shifts our group meeting that we normally have. The Zoom will be had still. It's just going to start a half an hour later. I hope I wrote that. I did it very quickly. I forgot to put the announcement out. So I did it really quickly in between getting ready and coming on. And I usually go outside to let the elements dry my hair. It's either the wind or the sun, and it's not windy or sunny, and so my hair is all crazy. Anyway, um, time slippage is a real factor that a lot of us are experiencing right now. It just and it's not simply because I took off. I pulled away from social media and stuff for 3 days. Was that there's a lot of like years not knowing what year it is, and not like you're completely disorientated or unaware. It feels like you were in we're doing a end of life review kind of thing when it comes to this is what I'm getting right now while I'm talking about it. That's what spirit's telling me. So it's interesting because we've been having these end of or life review type sensations and things that were coming up, like sometimes feeling similar to PTSD flashbacks or something like that. It's like these moments, and they're not always bad. Well, sometimes there's slight discomfort involved, and so that makes it so we are able to heal those aspects and to see the perspective of everybody that was in that story. Most of the time, it's those things. Remember those cringe moments that used to pop in before you fell asleep? A lot of us still have them. I still have them occasionally, but those are now usually the cringe moments. Before it was like, oh, I did this thing. I need to resolve that problem. Now it's become like that, moment in ninth grade when I still had such a severe stutter, and I had been learning how to read for only 6 months, and they wanted me to read aloud, and like the devastation of that experience, and like those types of things started coming up. But instead, if you lean into it instead of lean away, you actually then get to have telepathy of a past moment. This is playing in the quantum. We're doing this. You can do this too. You can actually then being brought back to that cringe moment, that end of life review thing, from your perspective, then move yourself out above like you do, when you're using your telepathy as you come, you're not in here anymore, you're up here. It's like, well, do that same thing in each appendage of energy. It looks like light or plasma lighty kind of stuff that connects to each individual that was in that situation. Now you're able to see their perspective and to see and to understand. It's to completely be aware of what the situation was so you can let it go. No longer hold on to things and have miscommunication from such a long time frame ago. That was a lot. That just kind of, I was getting that while I was talking. So I hope that resonated with some of you and helped somebody out. And whole body aching. Let's see. Weird appetite, weird sleep, there's this huge push of energy that's coming out of the earth. We're seeing this as above, so below in energy, in spirit, as well as in physical. So you're seeing this plasma or lava on whichever direction it's coming from. The sun's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. We're looking forward to a crescendo of energy for the solstice. We have a trine, we have a triple conjunction, we have so much happening next week. So this is meant to be our week of respite, and that's what spirit calls it, but it sure doesn't feel like that, right? We're so motivated and tired, so we're not doing it. It feels like we're in stagnation, right? And weird headache stuff. My thirst has been through the roof, guys. It's crazy how much water I've drank over the past just couple of days. I actually have a garbage can near my bed just for the water containers that I bring over there. I need to move it, but it's just crazy because I would say both my daughter and I have consumed 3 times the quantity of water that we typically do, and we drink water. We're water people, and that's one last thing I'm going to say, and I'll go back. I'll go to the comments. I'm so happy you all are here and able to come today. So this is something else, is that there's this conversation being had in the spiritual community, remembering, a time when people didn't really drink water. In fact, I there's the hose, in that the generation I'm referring to specifically, though, no one really, it was Kool-Aid and juice boxes and weird things like that. Like, in fact, I personally detested the flavor of water. I didn't like it at all. And I didn't drink water if I didn't have to. And when I did, I'd have to pile ice into it. Turns out it was because I was tasting the stuff that was in the water. Once I went to a well, all of a sudden it changed. But I wonder too, is that when I went to the well, it was 2007. And so I also, during that window of time, when the spiritual evolution of the consciousness of all that is humanity began to evolve in such a rapid way, was in this year 2007. So anyway, it's very fascinating because now we're drinking water like nonstop. So Deborah, good to see you. I think you're talking to somebody. Just sad. I'm sorry to hear that you're sad. A lot of people are feeling some crazy emotion. I was talking to, hello, Joyce. I was people who were just like this emotion, who typically don't experience a lot of emotion, are feeling it now. And we're meant to. That's one of your superpowers, is to feel. It just doesn't always seem like that in the moment. In fact, in the times that I've had several near-death experiences in my life, though every single one of them, when we go beyond whatever this weird place that is such a physical, it looks like you're moving through a rainbow that's just above our standing heads, really. this place, all of these energies come forward and want to know what it was like. What was it like? And they don't want to know about the love and the sharing and the family and the celebrations and the joy and nature and the things that you want to tell them. They want to know about sadness. They want to know about mourning, suffering, loss, chronic depression. They want to know what it feels like to believe in separation. For the grand illusion of separation is the grandest illusion of them all. Separation from source, from God, separation from your fellow. This is something they can't recreate. And therefore, the sensations of sadness that we are able to access is beyond reach. It's not possible for them to obtain. And so part of what we're doing here, the grand gift of what it is to be here, has to do with just that, feeling uncomfortable, emotionally. Though now, as we are evolving beyond that, we are meant to purge what we've not felt, what we've kind of piled into our storehouses, somewhere in the recesses of our being. And now it's time to let them out, to release them into the light so that they can go, you can feel them. And we lean into that sensation, we feel it. This has nothing to do with action. This is just sensing and letting yourself experience it. And yeah, it does feel very uncomfortable. Though once we do, and once they go, we'll find that we'll mourn slightly the experience, because it may actually be the last sadness that you feel. At some point in the near future, you will have that experience. You won't even realize that was the last time you felt sad until years later you look back and try to remember that moment, not being able to fully recall it. So that's the thing, that's the message one of the messages I get every single time. I've gotten every single time when I've had near-death experiences. Been an emotional, exhausting week. This energy is hard. That's right, Rose Matter. That's exactly right. There's so much of it coming through, and it's fascinating to look at the Schumann and see what's crazy antics it's been getting up to, all kinds of different bizarre stuff going on. But that one in particular has been kind of fun to watch and learn how to read, but in a different way now. It's established a new pattern, along with the crazy weather across the world, both artificial and natural. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of, the last time that Aries was in Neptune was, I can't remember the conflict. I think it was the Civil War, but it might have been. And it was a liberation. It was called something else. The Spanish, the liberation of Spain, also occurred at that same time. You'll notice that when these processions happen, when these particular motions in the celestial bodies above us happen, you'll see a pattern. This is kind of a print that it makes. And so we're here again. And I don't have that information in front of me right now, though. I'll make it available the next time I come live. However, and there's probably people in the comments right now. I've not moved down that far, talking about when that was. However, because the reason is it's in a different book. I have so many notebooks. Anyhow, this is a spiritual revolution time. There's Neptune is in Aries as well as and Saturn. And there's a lot of Aries energy, and Aries energy for me feels very Artemis. It feels very what Artemis is. And so I find it fascinating that they assign Artemis to the moon. But anyway, it's like, and not even a revolution in a way, it's re-evolution. You know what I mean? It's not the way that we've been taught that it's been, when we've used the god of war to assign to this energy, rather than the huntress energy, that is Artemis. And so that's my take on it. I'm not trying to rewrite astrology, but that's what. Hello, Ralph. Good to see you. Hi, all. Love from Scotland. Start letting go, if you haven't yet, of anything unnecessary, old socks, items, books, the things you wouldn't need moving forward. Take action that you can then trust and see what happens up what opens up for you. Thank you so much, P Factor. There is a lot of wisdom to this. I've been feeling this very much. The need to unburden myself of belongings, of items. I just realized how low my seat is. I have one of those. My daughter was sitting here. Anyway, when we pile or have a lot of piles of things around us, then it distorts our energy, our energetic sphere, the orb, the bubble that is you, takes up at least 50 feet in diameter around you. Though that was a pre 2020 reckoning, where now we're more, and this is like operating in like stasis, like hibernation mode, like the computer does. This at that operating state is like between 75 and 100 feet in diameter. Now, keeping that in mind, I know that it's almost impossible to live the Western culture lifestyle without having your energy touch something for such a distance. Though, the more that we remove from an area, the better. And if you can have at least one place to go, this may just be outside for you, and that's okay too. Try not to overpopulate things in your outside place that you spend time around too. This is just for a reset. It's very, very, very good to point this out. And there's a lot of other things to it, spiritually evolving in a lot of different ways. Hard and heavy. That's right, Deborah. It has been intense. It's been an intense week. Thank you. I will check it. Thank you, Maddie. Love you. She just being my messenger. She's such an amazing daughter. I am so blessed to have her. I am so honored to be her mama. I've been blown away by the experience that she has hurtled me through, as well as all of you. The evolution of what's happened over the past couple of years has been astounding. And to be on this journey with all of you, to trudge through some of these thick waters, where some of these places feel really dense, and all of you coming together as a family, as the Vibe Tribe, has been such an honor and a privilege for me to be a part of, and I see you. And I feel the ones that don't, right? And I want to say, when I say I'm sending you love, I truly mean it. Hey, it's 3, 2, 1, blast off. All right, I guess that means let's go back to a very emotional moment. Excuse me. I'm not gonna excuse that. I like being emotional. Joyce, yes, an exhausting time. So tired, so tired. It's been so tiring. Hello, Carolina. Good to see you. I totally hermited myself and went inside myself for the past couple of days. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that, Rose Matter, for helping me to be ready. A lot of us are going through this. Wow, I keep losing track of days. Yeah, time slippage. Time slippage is crazy. Good to see you, Yolanda Marie. We're going to get together again soon and do a show. I just don't know when it was going to work for Yolanda and for Guardian, though. I'm hoping that this Wednesday I'm going to ask. I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm going to ask him because there's an opening. I didn't think I had. Hello, Kenny. Good to see you. The Wednesday is for the solstice. It's like pre-solstice. It's in between. There's a triple star that's going to happen on the 17th. This triple star conjunction a double star. It's a planet star conjunction in Leo. It's going to be really cool, but it's Regulus is the planet, Mars is the planet with the star of Regulus. It's going to be really cool though. But there's like a lot of energy moving through every day, starting on the 16th, going through the rest of the month. So tired, sore, and don't seem to know where I belong anymore. I had my 7th. Oh, happy birthday! Had my 70th yesterday. It's been hard going. Well, happy birthday to you. Yeah, it's been a really rough period. There's been so much that's been happening, so much code of what this now moment is and repeat. Uh, um, Finding that a lot of the stuff from 2020 is being completed or resolved right now. I still got the tears. I just love all of you. You guys are so cool. I'm so honored to be in your company. You guys are amazing. Yolanda, your recent transmission was amazing, very original, complex. I need to hear it again. Yeah, so anybody that has missed it, not really been looking on much things, but Yolanda Marie, Yolanda Channels, I believe is Yolanda Marie Channels. At Yolanda Marie Channels is how you find her on YouTube, and she's on Facebook too. Really amazing, really amazing. The stuff that she is channels, the Arcturians and stuff. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Vanya. Hi, all. It's been so intense. We've shifted timelines. Yep. And ending contracts, soul contracts. Yep. Past events surfacing. Emotions coming up to be cleared. Yep. Tons of people reappearing to settle the game. Yeah. Amazing. Dude, you just told me what my week's been like. And in fact, for the what? Oh, I am making a public announcement that I forgot to post you guys the meditation that we did yesterday into Telegram. I'll do that at between somewhere before the end of the day today, because we're gonna have a meeting after this. So we're gonna for those of you who are joining late, we are having our Zoom meeting. I just lost track of what day it was and stuff, but we're starting a half an hour later than normal because this is starting a half an hour or an hour later than yeah. So I need to have a break in the middle to attend to motherly tasks and stuff. So anyway, and then yeah, like I'll post that because this is really interesting. It also came up. This came up in the meditation last night that I did. We have a group that does weekly meditations on Tuesday for the Northern Hemisphere, at the same time that we're if you're live right now, it would start in an hour and 5 minutes from now. Anyway, if you are interested, let me know. Send me a message. It's a subscription based thing. A suggested donation it varies from person to person, but I've just decided to start saying $33 a month but that's a suggested love donation for it. If you can do more, that would be better. But I just want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to come to these amazing group meditations. And in that meditation that we did last night, I post them afterwards. I post the audio part. I don't post video. I post the audio. And in that meditation, it was addressed. See, because I channel these meditations. They talked about the timelines converging. They talked about ending soul contracts. They removing consent of a variety of different systems. It did all of this. All of these things it was so crazy. We ended up calling it the quantum. We wanted to call it quantum love bomb, but then I was like, well, I was writing it and expansion came up instead, so that's what the word we went with. But it's really a profound meditation. If you get a chance to do it, it was really a good meditation. So wow, yeah, that's exactly what came up in the meditation last night. So thank you for I still really do appreciate validation, so thank you. AG, hello, good to see you. Excuse me, you guys are talking. Oops. Okay, I keep grabbing people that are talking to each other. Hi, Mila, feeling breathless and dizzy, heart palpitations. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I love your name, Soul Giraffe. That is really cool. That's a really cool name. I like that. Exhausted. Yeah, this is actually something I've been experiencing quite a bit, too. And just feeling, I don't feel like I'm dizzy, like I'll fall down or something, but I do feel like, like vertigo, lightheadedness, and maybe a little bit of dizziness all mixed together. And I have been a lot more the past couple of days. I've also been noticing some stuff to do with the lungs quite a bit, as well as heart palpitations. I was also having some electric nerve stuff going on the left side of the body for a bit, which was, hey, it's 327. That's an important one for me. And it was it can be startling if you feel for any reason that you'll benefit from seeking medical advice. I'm by all means do. It's something that sometimes helps us to feel more confident in knowing that we're okay. You know what I mean? Like it's something I've done before. I'll just not fill the prescription because then they'll say, "Oh, I'm not sure what's wrong with you, but here, take this," and it's like, "No, thank you." But I've learned not to. Anyway, most of the time though, we find there's nothing wrong. I haven't been for quite some time, but I don't. I'm not concerned. I will be when it comes to the heart stuff. When the heart palpitations come in, that's the one time, the main ascension symptom that for me I struggle to be calm during. So that's just. Um, but yeah, a lot of us are experiencing this right now. A lot of it. The mucus has a lot to do with purging. Mucus is a result of parasites, and it's good that it leaves. You know. Hey, hi, Amila. Thank you for the information you give us and your time. Sending love and hugs to you. Thank you, Colleen. Um, Happy birthday, dear Gemini. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I remember the hose. Yeah, and I do too, dude. It has a certain flavor, you know? It's uh, there's something about that time. And back then, the mouth of the hoses weren't metal, they were copper. So were our pipes. And our pipes were much better for us. And then they came in and did this whole thing just after they got rid of everybody's lead paint so they can make sure that EMS can move through your house. Then they told everybody that copper pipes were bad for you and that they could break down. And why did everybody make everything with copper pipes? So they went through houses and like completely cleared it, switched it out for metal or PVC pipes. It's just something that's really interesting to observe. But yeah, and so that was the kind of water we drank. When you drank it through copper, it didn't taste as bad. I was meditating on stepping into our power, opened my eyes, and a license plate went by. Let's fly, unicorn. Then I see a white moth, the lavender aura, struggling to fly. Wow, Kenny. That is a cool moment. Thank you for sharing your moment with us. Awesome. I'm happy you're stepping into your power. Wow. Lavender. And this has a lot to do. This is the white and the violet, that when combined, it's the healer, and there's something quite fascinating that you have a picture of a unicorn on there. I wonder if that was on the license plate, because there's something that also, there's a lot of code for that too that's been happening for me lately. Same Mila, says Ralph. I didn't bother with water up until a couple of years ago. Now I can't get enough. Isn't that weird? It's so bizarre. Everybody's wishing Joyce a happy birthday. Oh, thank you, everybody. You're so sweet. Um, I'm going to jump down a tiny bit because here we go. I have been hearing we are shifting to 5D, but I don't see any changes. And what do you feel about all of the rioting with more plans of riots this weekend, says Patriot Hero? Yeah, there's a lot going on. This feels like civil unrest all over the planet, and the one that's happening. I only just learned about it a couple of days ago, but I've been sensing it. I didn't know what it was, but the stuff that's going on in California right now, and I'm not commenting on any political thing in any way. I don't participate at all. Um, However, this spirit has assured me is a good thing. Not to say that violence or anything like destruction is something to be condoned. It's simply that there is there was some type of result from the stretching of this elastic band, and so now it's happening, and so there's definitely cleanup, and for us, those of us who are spiritual energy shifting people is what we basically are without using any labels. That's just what we do. And we do much more. We transmute what's before us as this aura that was just described. 8333. And so, shifting that energy from within us to expand out to others really um, will benefit. In fact, this was it was quantum field energy healing, realignment, and reestablishment, as well as encasing the entire planet and beyond in this bubble of light. This meditation that we did last night. So, for the more of you participate in this, the better. If you when we are in that meditation state, um, we are meeting in a place beyond time, and therefore you will meet our energies when you join our meditations at a later time. It's fascinating. And so if you do, it's free. I'm not selling anything. The Telegram group is free, and the link is in the description of this video. And within that Telegram group, um, which I have yet to post, though, I'm going to do it as I'm going to start the upload as soon as I'm done with the live. Um, However, this meditation will help, and those of us who did it, I'm still having activations from it. So anyhow, and this will uplift and assist. Though this is something that we'll see a couple of other kind of examples of. It may not be civil uh, unrest, but it's some other type of physical motion. We have the three sisters off the coast of Oregon that are becoming a land again. They're expanding. It's expanding the coast of Oregon, and there's a lot of things that will tell us that this specific area and further into the ocean is where Mu is expected to rise again. So the fact that these three sisters, these underwater, under ocean volcano that are now active, no, the word's not active. They're waking up. I'm going to use my own word because I can't remember the volcanologist word that goes for what's happening over there right now. But it's creating more land, just like it happens in Hawaii. So this is a very powerful time. As we rise up the frequency of something, when we rise up above and evolve through it, we find on the other side of this evolution that we suddenly cannot ignore the things that maybe didn't bother us before, these densities. And so the densities seem louder, and the resistance becomes stronger before it finally resolves itself. So not condoning any kind of action in any kind of way, but that's what's happening right now. And this, strange as it may seem to some, this is part of the shifting into a higher frequency. We're moving away from these things, and um, and this is a great answer here. I'm going to grab, because I was going to say something very similar. Can you feel the 5D within first? And that is it starts within. And so the starting within stuff has to do with resolving our trauma and releasing the contracts that we were talking about earlier. Not just contracts, but this conditioning that we've absorbed, whether or not we intended to. It may have been something forced into our way of thinking, though now it's our turn to do something about it. And so there's a lot with that going on as well. Releasing this inner space, and then we stop uh, um, manifesting and expecting the worst case scenario. When we expect or assume the worst case scenario, then we call it to us. We tell the universe what it is that we order. That's what our order is. We're asking the universe for this. And when we start to learn to expect the best case scenario, then we start calling it to ourselves more and more. In fact, I'm going to read a message that I just got. I'm not going to give a name, but this was something that when it came through, it feels very much like it's meant for others. The earth has begun to noticeably shift. This was a channeled message. The earth has begun to noticeably shift remaining in a calm place in your heart. Recall your power to you. You have sent your power out in fear, reaching out to the cosmos for help. When done in a place of helplessness, we give away our power. Your power is yours. Keep it, use it, hold it in you, knowing you are safe, protected, and your internal compass is well established, aligned. Trust yourself. Trust is the guidance here. Now, this was a specific message for an individual, though I feel like that it is meant for a great many to hear. Um, it was very, it what a lot of us do, not realizing that we're, oh gosh, I just jumped really far. Well, all right. Well, I'm going to scroll back up in a sec. Is this? Yeah, thank you. Actually, I was going to mention that the strawberry moon, it's a micro moon. And it's really fascinating because this this micro moon is then going to be a super moon in 2 weeks. Exactly. In 2 weeks. So on the 25th, it's a super new moon. And today is the micro strawberry moon. It's really fascinating because we were out watching it last night because I technically it was early this morning. Is that how we were out there and my daughter came out and what was fascinating was that the color of the moon had this almost orangish strawberry color to it. And so I took a video to try to like capture it, and my daughter was in the background narrating, and it was so fun. She's like, I don't know why they would call this a strawberry. They give the name strawberry. They give names to each moon of the year based on what happens around that time, so, or, that time of year. Also, right before, the day before the super new moon, Jupiter at solar conjunction. So this is Jupiter Cazimi. We have, a grand trine between Pluto, Mercury, and Mars on the 21st. And for the solstice. The solstice is for the Northern Hemisphere on the 20th of this month, which is exact at 9:42 p.m. Central Time. For you and to everyone else, just to translate to UTC time, that is 2:42 UTC on the 21st. So anyway, and there's just a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. Anyway, I had lost my double conjunction of Mars and Regulus. What's the other conjunction? Oh, yeah. So there's a triple conjunction on the 19th of Moon, Saturn, and Neptune. And then there's the Regulus Mars conjunction. The double stars, what they're calling it. There's another one too, I believe. Yeah. So like, hold on. You can also. Oh, the moon meets the seven sisters. So the moon meets the Pleiades, the 27-day-old moon, waning crescent. So that means it's going to look like a smiley face. Will pass within a degree of the Pleiades. Oh, excuse me. The one that's going to look like a smiley face is the 19th. And then there's also a conjunction of Saturn and Neptune on the 29th. And then there's a conjunction of Moon and Mars on the 30th. So to answer your question, there's actually more. And then also, let's see. There's a couple more things on here, but they're probably not quite. Like right now, there's a Pluto Uranus Sun trine going on today, along with the micro strawberry moon. The reason it's called micro is the farthest away from the Earth that it's seasonally expected to be. What's fascinating is typically it takes a lot longer to go into, not always, I mean, I've seen it happen before, but it's always significant when it goes from a micro to a super so quickly. It happens within the same month. The full moon is the micro, and then the next, beginning again into the new moon, the dark moon, that's a super moon. So there's a lot in the stars expected for. I mean, it's kind of fun to we could sit here and talk about astrology all day long, and I don't know as much as many others do, but what I do know and follow is because that's what the guides said. The conjunctions are the ones that I really meant to follow, and the trines. There's some kazimis that I'm really fascinated by. Like there's a kazemi this month on the Jupiter kazemi on the 24th. So yeah. um Still have copper pipes in both our homes. So thankful. Awesome, Deborah. Yeah, that's really cool. Heart palpitations. Heart palpitations been for a lot of people. Hello, I keep losing my balance. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Truth. Yeah, like I've been feeling really off too, like off center. Like I'm almost, it does feel very spatially disorientated, like not even like as if gravity's shifted slightly. A lot of us are feeling this. It's really weird. It's fascinating to see how many age groups it affects as well. You know what I mean? So, um, excuse me, had to sniff. Didn't need to sniff in your face. It's 333. Hey, it's 344 now. That was 10 minutes ago. We are getting unwound. I like that. Like we were too wound up in too many lies. That's right. That's right. Hello, good to see you. You really are. I'm so sorry. So the Eurelia Light's going to come on our show at some point. I did see your email pop up just as I was coming on, so I didn't get to answer you. But we are definitely going to be doing a show. The plan was I was going to have her come on today, and then I didn't follow up. I thought I followed up. I found a follow up in my drafts after I sent a message. So anyway, it worked out great though on my end because we were out and not able to go live, do the live Q&A with you guys this week on Sunday as normal. So here we are. Yeah, out of chaos comes bliss. So I look forward to seeing you on the show though in the near future. There's going to be a lot of really awesome guests coming in. I'm really excited to see everybody. Out of chaos comes bliss, and that is a lot of what is happening right now. And it's very unfortunate when things occur that are not that great. But it's sometimes it is what it needs to be. And I send everyone love and ask for loving balance for all the energies that are involved and for things to become resolved, and that's what I can do. We will find we do this naturally. When we're in disruptive energy, then we want to fix that disruptive energy, so we resolve it, we calm it down, and after we calm it down, then it helps others too. But we don't always realize that's why we're doing it. So it's very interesting. Worries make your troubles double. Yeah, exactly. You That's the calling the fear to you, or asking for help with fear in your heart. It's something that you practice and learn to do over time. I have found, that because we've been conditioned for so long to do it differently in a way that's counterintuitive or doesn't help. What you focus on, you amplify. Oh, that's right, Kenny. Exactly. Your attention is very powerful. Use it wisely. Exactly. Hello. What is your Telegram? Hello, David. Telegram. Okay. It's in the description of this video. So if you look on like the info of this video, it'll show you a couple of different links. One of those links is my Telegram group. It is a private group, so you can come. You're invited. It just that public, and so you need that link to join it. If you're not able to, I'll repost it in the near future if I remember. I try to remember these things, in Facebook as well. I think it's on my Facebook profile. I'm pretty sure it is. I'll check that out. So yeah, and it's a community of like, oh, I can't even remember anymore. Like I think it's like 500 people. And it's really cool. People from all over the planet. It's a place to be seen. To there's sharing that's there. You can see all kinds of spiritual um, links and information, conversation. There's a whole bunch of different folders of like groups inside the group. And there's like regional specific. So there I see that the Australian light team, the UK light team, we have the Florida light team. There's a lot of different groups from different areas, that are all there, so that just kind of connect there. And it's really amazing the way things evolve, because I didn't plan that. I had 14 subscribers and on my YouTube channel, and there were I was emailing them all, and it became too much for me to do. And so I was guided by spirit to make a Telegram group. I assumed that was just simply to resolve the fact I couldn't be the one to like talk to everyone and put them together just in one room. And then it turned into something more amazing. It's amazing, the community that's there. So yeah, the fact that there's always somebody awake is my favorite part because of every single time zone is represented there. So got my feet on a grounding mat. Awesome, Vegan Vixen. Yeah, dude. In fact, I should put that copper bracelet back on. I keep taking this off. This is my copper bracelet that my friend Sky gave me for my birthday a long time ago. I use it all the time, but I keep taking it off because the knots will catch in my daughter's hair when I'm doing her hair. It's so helpful to have something like this. That's cute. I did a video of a dragon cloud I saw, but I farted during the video. My sons were in the back laughing like, "Mom, what did you eat?" Needless to say, I didn't post that video. That is so funny. Thank you for sharing your story. That's hilarious. I love you farting. Yeah, that's so fun. um Excited, divine time. And yeah, thank you. I'm excited too. Thank you for your understanding. um yeah, I can't wait to see you on here. Been missing you all, and especially you, Mila. Missing you too, Barbara. I'm happy to see you again. There's a lot going on. Yeah, a lot of more drive for this community experience, like Barbara's saying here. Definitely needed our support team. A lot more drive and encouragement to connect to like-minded souls, to those in conscious awareness of what's going on some level that you can be yourself with, you know and to not let those things go, you know uh, you know during these peak energy periods that we're moving into, around the time of the solstice, and some of that stuff that we're doing on the rest of the month. um, Many of us will feel like we'll have this sense of wanting to hermit more, and this is correct. Though the guidance I'm getting is hermit all you want, though remember your connections. Remember to connect to your soul family, if it's not the Vibe Tribe, which I love that you guys named this group the Vibe Tribe, because how beautiful is that name? But also remembering to uh, to connect to anyone that's like that connects, or that you're able to be yourself with, around, and to have like-minded conversation, or at least be present for those conversations. Sometimes that's watching things on YouTube, and seeing and participating in the live, especially if it's live, because then you can have conversation community in the comment section over here. I'll usually try not to click um somebody that when you have like the at to somebody else, it doesn't look the same for me on this restream service I use, but I try to avoid that so you can all talk to each other too. um yeah, a lot of jaw stuff. I saw that there's two. Deborah says jaws popping. I've been noticing, that mm, when you uh when you go through a canyon, your ears pop, like the elevation change, all of a sudden you're like, I've been getting a lot of that lately. It just feels, and it's weird ringing too, weird kind of ringing. Yeah, jaw feels alive, says Jim. And then there's also, okay, here, jaw. Oh wait, so vegan said it first. Jaw is locking when I eat, says Joyce. And then sore mouth, tongue, and gums. I've been noticing something's going on with my tongue. It's been really weird. It's very, very interesting that it's doing that. Like there's something, um, like it feels like it has to do with the purging that we're doing, that the fact that we're purging right now, and, um, oh, I see the Lavender Sky Panthers here. Hello, good to see you. I didn't know you were here. I jumped through a lot of these, so I'm trying to go back and, um, anyway, the there is something that a lot of stuff that we're purging right now on top of this weird thing that's happening with the mouth. And I assumed it was connected. I feel like it still is. Remembering to, you know, do whatever it is that you need to do to stay hydrated. For me, it very much has to do with salt. Sorry, I was distracted. I thought that it skipped a whole bunch, but I didn't see very much that I missed. So if I missed your comment and it's something important, please write it again if you want. Yeah, so there's a lot going on. I share a lot on X. If anyone wants the link to copy and paste. Thank you for Red Riding Hood. Yeah, I hope that she does it. Let's see. She doesn't share much on it. I'm looking for it for you. Yeah, but I don't actually have X, and so I guess she's talking to somebody else. Sorry. So, but if anybody does want to come back and look in the comments and see it if she posts it. Yeah, there's a lot uh, um, to do with the jaw, the ears, but in particular, if you'll notice the whole stuff going on with the spine. Have you guys been having that too? There's a serious activation spine, lower back as well as upper back. In fact, so much that I'm noticing when I stand that I'm kind of like lurched over. Remember Lurch? I remember Lurch. I forgot about him. But a lot of this has to do specifically with what's occurring where the light is now moving into the hippocampus region of our brain. If you go where your nose is and follow it all the way back to the back of your head, at the very last part of the brain there, rather, or near to it, you'll be pointing your finger at the hippocampus. The hippocampus is directly connected to the long-term memory that we experience. I think they're called polymers that we produce every single day, are these like little. There's these little nano something, I can't remember. Anyway, it has to do with long-term memory, and we stopped producing them as much. And there was this whole study about it. Everybody's like, "Oh my goodness." Um, it's not always straight. I've Am I behind? I think I'm behind. Anyway, so these little streams, these little things that are growing now in a way that's different, in an evolved way, has to do with the light being delivered more to this area of the brain, this hippocampus region. This is long-term memory. With the kind of long-term memory that they're talking about, you rang. It has to do with uh, recalling of previous incarnation cycles and more. So what they mean about that right now, or they're talking about, is got to do with your soul's journey, like your soul's hard drive, and when connecting this into and integrating it into your magnetic field, into who you are, it expands this region of the brain and amplifies the light. And as a direct result, it releases these attachment kind of energies that have been connected to our brain stem, which is just below that, and that's what connects our neck to our brain, right? And this had a lot of little densities. They look kind of like little ferrets. And they're not really bad exactly, but they are not good for us. And as this expansion of light is occurring here, these are releasing these low self-worth talkers, the one on the back of the mind that says that you're not good enough, or all those really negative things that are meant to keep your vibration low. This is being released. And so we can once again move above this being kept in slumber, being kept down energetically. It's been kept keeping us just enough to not raise up, and we're breaking that glass ceiling now. And as we do that, it's affecting our spinal experience, our back. The backs are having a lot of rewiring energetically. The light is moving differently through the spines right now, all the way down through the tailbone, and so um, doing whatever you can do to often be as straight as you can really helps. Sitting at a desk like this where you got to kind of make sure you're in the camera isn't the best, to always do, but allowing for your the cycling of the energy, as you'll know that light is being the rainbow beam of light. It's crazy, but it's a rainbow, dude, and it moves cool. um is moving into our sacrum, which is, where your sacral chakra is. That if you go to the back and come in from behind you, this lower area, there's just something called the sacrum. You can look it up and see the location on diagrams on the internet. This will assist the flow of the energy. Okay, when you do that, you want to let it move through almost like a kundalini through all of your spinal column, connecting to each of your chakras, except for it won't go to your root until it comes back. Okay, so don't worry about your root chakra. Moving on. This light is replenishing you, is giving you back what is already rightfully yours. Okay, so just letting yourself open yourself to a receiving, loving, accepting heart. Thank you. Taking that and letting it move through. As it goes up, it'll hook at the top. It creates an ankh, like that symbol where it's like got a little bubble on top, and then it has two lines. It goes up like this, and there's a bubble, and there's a cross, a line through it. This is your shoulders and your arms. As you let this light flow um, with intention in a place of meditation, and then flowing down, you can cycle back up a couple of times, but I find that it's very, very powerful and useful to move then that light down all the way through your root chakra, down through your pelvic floor and out, like um, a beam of light. Looks kind of like a root of a tree, and then it has many different um, tributaries to it as it moves through the soil down into terra below. This helps a lot, and then you'll notice it's like a root system. So then you're moving the energy. You're no longer stagnant energy. It's not as stagnated as before. It feels kind of like a koi pond without a pump, without a water pump. And this is turning that pump on. That's what it feels like. And this helps a lot. So any of you feeling that stuff with the back, the spine, with the neck, in particular, the weird headaches, also noticing weird, even like these blister kind of things are coming off like the back of your head into your head, on your neck kind of area. Weird stuff to do with like the shoulders, right here on both sides. Those two muscles are really causing this incredible sensation with that. This also has to do with our energetic light wings, but even more than that, it's also got to do with this ankh energy that's kind of not being guided all the way out, because of the ankh is meant to go like this, right? You don't need to put your arms out to do that. Guide that energy out. Just let it move out. And this will really help. This will really help. Yeah. Cars feeling it in the neck. Yeah, exactly. Um, uh, Vanessa says, that's so funny, Mila. I feel like lunch today. You are such a beacon of light. You make me feel at home. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you were able to join today. I love all of you so much. This has been a really awesome connecting today. I really appreciate it, all of you. That's so fun. Oh, wait. You read it twice. Did I just grab okay. I'm all confused now. Yes, Mila, I feel that the new plasma. Yeah, that as the new plasma. Yeah, exactly. It's a moosh. I wanted to say moving and motion the same time, and it turned into moosh. It's a mooshing, a smooshing. It's uh, it's a motion of the energy that we're connecting to in a way that um, is a returning to. Like that's why we have this awesome sensation of familiarity, of returning home to it, you know. There's a lot of that. Yep, neck and head bumps have shown up. Yeah. So these are actually meant to be purged. I know. Like I actually had one that was really annoying, and if it said that they sometimes will come back in the same spot, but they're like a little bit larger than you would expect zit type blister things. It's weird. And what comes from that is is on its way out. So spirit just explained to me that a while ago that a lot of what we purge, we don't we all so we assume I assumed at the time, and most of what we purge is through going to the bathroom. And they had said, well, actually you purge a lot more through your sweat than you do anything else when it comes to these parasites and these toxins and things like that. And a lot of times, if there's not enough of a vehicle, as water is, to deliver the toxins to the pore, then it'll kind of get congealed and stuck, and that becomes the inflamed thing that we pop or that bursts or whatever. And so this is whether it's exactly parasites or the result of it or some type of toxin. It's all of the above, because a toxin is something that's not doing you any good, right? So anyway, yeah, I do need to get going though. Soul Giraffe, you're so welcome, Mila. I appreciate you. Thank you. You're amazing. All right. Yeah, I have to get going. Yeah, the mooshing and smooshing. Yeah, dude. Little milia bumps. Skin is the last detox organ. Interesting. Yeah. And so, it's something that we can keep in mind. It helps to do things like Epsom salt baths. If you can't do that, another kind, lurch. Oh, okay. She says you meant to say lurch. Um, um, there's also, if you can't take a bath, showers a lot of times. When I've had a period where I could not get to a bath for a couple of years, and how I solved that problem, it wasn't very awesome. It wasn't as cool as a bath, but it's having a cloth, like a washcloth, that's saturated, very wet, and sprinkling a little bit of Epsom salt on there and actually putting that over your skin, like you're exfoliating yourself with it. It does help more if you can soak in it. I would also do foot soaks. When I didn't have a bath, I would do Epsom salt foot soaks. The pores on the bottom of your feet are the largest pores in your body that your body has. And so if you want to purge, as well as taking things into your body like herbal remedies and stuff, it can be done through foot soaks through the feet. That's why it's really important to ground barefoot, go out, stand in the soil barefoot or the grass or something, because there's an ionization process as well. Thank you to everyone here tonight. Thank you, Mila. We all love you. Love you. I get going. Again, we are starting our Zoom meeting today, a half an hour later than usual. So instead of being in 23 minutes, it's going to be in 53 minutes. So I will see all of you there that want to come, and you'll find those links in my YouTube community section, as well as in Telegram if you want to join, and you'll see it there. I love all of you. Craving fish still after years without it. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm finding that the cravings that we get are there to help us. Sending you love as well, Terry. Thank you, Amy. Love, love, love all the love to all. Sending you all love back. Love you, and I will see you on Friday. Um, Remember again, that's Friday the 13th. It's not, in my experience, it's a good luck day. It's a very beautiful and powerful day. And Elsa's going to be on the Dr. Joe show. What's his show called? I can't remember right now. I'm sorry, Dr. Joe. Getting real with Dr. Joe. On Friday the 13th, and then I'll have somebody on too. Sending you all love. I'll talk to you soon. Aho blessings.